What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D. We got to talk about BET canceling the Music Awards and Soul Train Awards. I was meaning to talk to y'all about this sooner, but other things was on my plate. So before any more days go by, and y'all be like, Chris, what happened? You getting to this kind of late? Because, I do get to some late at times. Let's go ahead and jump onto this now. So apparently these award shows, they've happened. The last time they both happened, what was it? Was it the Music Awards that happened just recently? I don't know when the last Soul Train Awards was. But from what I've seen, them shows not really hitting like they once did. Now, I've seen people say that the most recent show, though it wasn't bad, it paled in comparison to previous iterations. So, there you have it. The shows, they're not drumming up the viewership that they once did. They're not drumming up the money that they once did. So it's not going to be on TV anymore. According to the CEO at BET, they're basically trying to come up with a new strategy for it because everything's streaming or whatever. But I'm not so sure about that. They know that streaming is where it's at. That traditional TV has went on a sharp decline, and that ultimately everything is online. Everything is streaming. Streaming is so big that you got people becoming millionaires from it. You got everyday people like you and me that picked up their phone one day and started streaming whatever, be it streaming them playing games, be it streaming them doing conversations like podcasts, be it streaming in real life content, whatever. You've had people that have picked this up, and once upon a time people were laughing about this, but now everyone is trying to do it because they're getting rich from it. Let me let some more air in here. It's one of them hot days here in the Motor City. But ultimately, they knew that this was the direction that the industry was going, that quote unquote TV was going. So I'm not so sure that that's really the problem. The problem is money. They're not making the money off of it that they used to. So they say it's not canceled, it's just suspended. I think that saying it's suspended is just a nicer way to say it's canceled until further notice. I wouldn't expect either of those events to come back next year. I don't think it'd be any harm in bringing those back because I don't have anything against these shows. I never watch any award shows though, so it's not just those. Award shows don't really do it for me. The whole Will Smith slap thing or whatever, I saw that because everyone was talking about it. I wasn't watching the show live to catch that. I never would have caught that live. So those shows, the appeal of them for me isn't there. I don't see it. I personally don't really. I'll just leave it there. Now I'm not gonna say that part or whatever because I don't want nobody to think that I'm ridiculing whatever. I'm gonna just say that for me, it doesn't really provide any value for me. So I don't know if there's more people becoming that way to where they watch these shows or once upon a time did and they just kind of grew out of it, or they were just like, this just isn't hitting the way that it used to, or if it's the changing of the industry, how more and more and more people, they like watching streams. But they'll figure it out or not, whatever. I will say this. There are a lot of people who complained about the quality of the artists, and that can be a contributing factor too. I saw Charlemagne at the Breakfast Club say that, I don't know if it was him or Envy, but they were alluding to the top 5 artists at the moment used to always be on those award shows doing performances, and now that's not a thing. So they like the recent show, you know, Kendrick is really big. To my knowledge, to my understanding, he didn't perform there. I don't know firsthand since I didn't watch it, but I haven't seen anybody say anything about him performing, and I figure he didn't, because if he did, that absolutely would have landed in the algorithm, just like him performing at the Super Bowl. So he hot right now. You know, Drake, even though he was kind of on the losing end of their beef, he's still hot. Did he perform there? You know what I mean? Like, I haven't heard anything about Drake performing there, so I'm assuming that he didn't either. So you got two guys just like that. And it would have been crazy if you could have got both of them to perform different sets at the same show. It would have broke the internet for that reason alone. So yeah, these award shows, particularly Soul Train and BET, they're not really hitting like they once did. And honestly, I don't think any of them are. I think a lot of them are suffering the same fate. Just the networks that show them, they haven't gotten to the point to where they want to separate from them yet. But I don't think any of them are making money. I don't think they're losing money on them. It's just, is the money we're making off of it enough to justify the effort of putting it on? Because you guys got to remember, you can make money, but is it enough money to justify the effort? So there's that. Things don't always get canceled because they're losing money. Things will get canceled because they're not earning enough money. You look at them spreadsheets and you look over the previous years, this is the net profit that we would have, and this justified it, and now we're getting like a third of what we once upon a time did. Is this money that we're making off of it worth the effort that we go through to put this show on? It's not really looking like it. So I'm gonna leave it there though, you guys. BET Music Awards, Soul Train Awards, and that's crazy, especially the Soul Train Awards. I just never thought there'd be a day where that would be on any type of hiatus, but here we are. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.